throughout the 1 month waiting period from volume 1 to volume 2, people have been theorizing on where this show was going to go. But all the theories were like, oh, everyone will die. Oh, so many characters will die. Yeah, that's pretty much all they gave a shit about. Like characters dying, and also you also got this whole banner group, which I'm sorry. I was honestly against the idea of Will and Mike being gay because, like, sure, yes, Will is gay. I think that is a good idea, a great idea. And I think they've been addressing that throughout the show now. But Mike, no, I mean, just because Will and Mike are best friends, does not mean they're automatically a gay couple. So that's like saying every single best friends are gay for each other, even though they choose to be straight. Mike is not gay, guys. Mike is dating 11. He does not want to date anyone else but 11. It's clear in that. And yeah, I think it was a good direct idea that Will okay, I'll talk about that when I talk about the finale because it was addressed there. But yeah, and yeah, we were expecting big stuff to happen for Volume 2, and yeah, people were probably gonna love it. They were all going to say it's peak, it's better than Volume 1, and oh man, this is where the backlash happened. The season 5 backlash, it all started with Volume 2, and now, but thanks to Volume 2, the whole season is hated. Yeah, so Volume 2, they went full on Star Wars The Last Jedi. They actually went Last Jedi mode with this one. And Last Jedi is like the most controversial movie of all time. And yeah, like these 3 episodes are the reason why why the season divided the fan base. Why now the fan base is divided. Now, episode 5 is actually a mostly well received episode. Not everyone liked it, but I mean, it pretty much just had less controversy than episodes 6 and 7. Yeah, and yeah, episode 5 still had the volume 1 feels. It was episode 6 where where the season started to feel different, like when it comes to your tone and all that stuff. Episode 5 was badass. Maybe not one of my favorite episodes of the show, but of the season, but it's a really good episode. Especially with how much screen time Max and Holly had. Like, especially my Gold Max. I mean, I did not expect this episode to have so much Max in it. But that's actually what I love about Volume 2 the most. It had so much Max episodes. Max had so much screen time in this in Volume 2. Like and particularly Holly, who was technically the MVP of the season in terms of just screen presence alone, and just the fact that Holly had the biggest storyline. The Camazot's storyline was the biggest storyline of them all. But you also got the aftermath of Will's power reveals and the explanation of Will's powers, and it's not really legit powers, and he's not L. And I'm actually glad they went there. Yeah, episode 5 had one of my favorite moments of the season. When Vecna went after Max and Holly, and Will got to control them when he uses powers against to Vecna to stop Vecna and let Max and Holly run. And this was probably my favorite line the whole season. Like yes, I did say a few minutes ago that Robin's line was my favorite, but I guess it is when it comes to personal impact. But when it came to like quotable, this was the most quotable line in Stranger Things. Max, if you can hear me, you need to run, run. Yeah. And honestly, come to think of it, you know what? This is my favorite Stranger Things line now. I mean, that line is so quotable. It's just it was such a quotable line. And that scene, my God, that kid, so. Oh, and also when Holly saw Henry's true nature, when Henry showed Holly his true colors, oh man, Henry was absolutely terrifying, and that was actually one of my favorite things about this season. Henry, Jamie Campbell Bower gave one of the absolute best performances of this entire season. And I can see why people consider him as the best performer of the season, because his performance, I mean, Henry is twice as terrifying as Vecna is. Now, I personally prefer season 4 Vecna over season 5 Vecna design wise. I think season 4's Vecna is more terrifying. Yeah, and stuff. But when it comes to, like, you know, the villain, Henry stole the show as the villain, as, you know, Henry was the ultimate big bad in season 5 more than Vecna. He felt like an actual serial killer, and Jamie Campbell Bower really had a chance to shine, like when he's not under the CG monster. And guys, I'm gonna say this right now, I actually prefer Henry over Vecna. Yeah, there I said. Vecna wise, again, not as good as season 4. Season 4 is the best, but season 5, it's all Henry. Henry just stole it. Yeah. And then now we get to Escape from Camazotz, which yeah, this was an episode I was highly anticipating, because it was going to I mean, the Duffer Brothers phrased this as their favorite episode from Volume 2, and they said it was going to be the biggest one, the one that was going to change everything. But the main reason why I was hyped for this episode is because it was going to be it was going to capture what made Dear Billy so good. And I think those who know me so well know that Dear Billy is one of, if not my favorite Stranger Things episodes, or is it? And yeah, I love Dear Billy so much. I think that episode is just golden, and I love that Dear Billy is considered as one of the best episodes in all of Stranger Things. I mean, like, Escape from Camazotz was going to be an episode that is directed by Sean Levy, who, I mean, a common director for Stranger Things, but he also directed Dear Billy. And it was going to be, it was going to focus on Max, and of course, we're going to be seeing Max running up the hill. And we all knew this was gonna come when Max runs up the hill for the second time, just like in Dear Billy, one of the greatest scenes, like, in any pieces of media, period. And let me tell you right now, Escape from Camazotz freaking lived up to the hype. This episode was a freaking masterpiece. It was perfect. Now, I will say I did overpraise this a little when I called this the best episode of Stranger Things. So when I first saw it, I will say that there was another episode that actually did manage to top Escape from Camazotz as the best episode of season 5, and that right there just kind of made me love Escape from Camazotz less. Yeah, I still love Escape from Camazotz. It's still in my top 10 favorite Stranger Things episodes of all time, but just in comparison to what I first thought of the first time, what I first thought of it when I first saw it, yeah. But Escape from Camazotz is absolutely brilliant, man. And yeah, sure, it's not as good as Dear Billy. Dear Billy is still better, but this episode, yeah. I mean, this episode is really emotional, and I think this episode really did change the course of the show, because it started off with, like, this really big reveal that changed the course of the show, and it may have been a polarizing reveal, but it's still a big reveal regardless. I'm talking about the reveal that the Upside Down is a wormhole, a wormhole that connects the Abyss to Hawkins, to the right side of, Hawkins. That was a big reveal, and seeing that whole wormhole thingy, I mean, Nancy shooting that energy thingy, and it just blasted. And I will say that the blast thingy, I do wish it was like in the trailers. That would probably be one of my tiny nitpicks with this season. The trailer promoted it as Elle using her powers to unleash that radio wave. That was my favorite. That was my personal favorite moment in that trailer, and I was really excited to see Elle do it, but turns out Elle did it. I really expected more from that scene, but it was still really epic regardless. But that didn't change the fact that this is still one of the best episodes to me. And oh yeah, I'm gonna get this now. When it comes to both episodes 6 and 7, they those episodes focus more on characters than action and plot. Both episodes 6 and 7 are all about character arcs coming in full circle. Particularly most of them. And they did a perfect job of that. Yeah, you also got Dustin and Steve's chemistry. Particularly Dustin had his character arc wrapped. His character arc throughout the season was, grieving for Eddie and just trying to push everyone away and just not being himself because of Eddie. But he didn't want to open to that. But now he opened about it to Steve, and you got this whole little fight between them, and they eventually made amends. Yeah, and that was a beautiful moment, just seeing Steve and Dustin become close again in episode 6, and then episode 7 when they're like, you die, I die, you die, I die. That was a beautiful. Another highlight of the episode of Escape from Camazotz was Nancy and Jonathan scene when they thought they were going to die, and they both decided to confess to each other. Like, Jonathan didn't really want to marry Nancy, and Nancy actually had no interest in relationships. I gotta say, Nancy had one of the best character developments of this entire show, and Nancy's is an all-timer for me. Among my top 3 favorite Stranger Things characters. And yeah, I fucking love Nancy. It's particularly when Nancy, how do I put this into words? Nancy wanted to be free, to be independent. She wanted to find herself, but Nancy sees herself as just a girl who an object. But Nancy started to find herself when she started to shoot guns and shoot people. She believed that she was that, but she wanted to be more than just that, and lovers, and so a girl for men to bang on. She wanted to be free of relationships, and that breakup scene actually did make me cry. That was beautiful. And of course, we got the highlight of the episode, Max and Holly. Out of all the criticisms people give this season, the Max and Holly scene in the episode was by far the dumbest scene in the whole show. Max and Holly just having this conversation before they got to the portal. The criticism towards the scene was like, oh, but Max didn't want to run. She's just talking too much to Holly, and she didn't. She took way too long to escape, and they even went as far as putting the blame on Max for Holly not being able to escape from the Upside Down. No, it's not. Yeah, there is a good reason as to why they made the decision for a monologue before the Max got a chance to return. It's because Max is a kind-hearted character who cared about people. She cared so much about Holly. Max and Holly have been through so much together, so Max didn't want to put herself first before Holly. She wanted to make sure Holly got out of Camazotz. But why didn't Holly just run with Max to Max's portal? Yeah, because the portal is the soul of the person. Holly cannot just appear in Max's soul. That would have been stupid. And Holly was still trapped in the upside down. So of course, Holly was still there. So that's why when Holly's portal over, it turned out to be the upside down, and it wasn't Max's fault that Holly got dragged back in. Holly was going to end up with Nancy, but then Vecna was just there, constantly watching over the kids who are trapped in the upside down, and so Vecna just pulled Max back because it was hard to hide from Vecna, and Vecna just can see everything. So there's no reason to blame Max, and just be grateful that Max was able to wake up and reunite with Lucas. And yeah, that brings into episode 7, the bridge, which, oh boy, the most controversial TV episode of all time, the most polarizing one, the lowest rated Stranger Things episode. And now I will admit that the bridge is one of the weakest episodes of the show. It's probably my second least favorite episode of the show, behind episode 2. But I still freaking love this episode. It's fantastic. It just didn't really make me feel as much as the previous episodes. And I will, like, it didn't make me feel as much as other episodes. That's why this is low, one of the weaker episodes, but it was a really good set up to the finale. Like, and there were like such notable scenes as well. Like, we can all agree the best part about this episode is the reunion between Max and Lucas. Just see, like, Lucas watching Max wake up, and them just reuniting, and Max saying to Lucas, it turns out I didn't really need the music to wake up. I just needed you. Like, it was not because of the song. It was all because of Lucas. And I love, how this was the whole truth about, how to escape Vecna. Just think about something you love, not just the music. And you really thought, and it was actually noticed in their belly when Max running up the hill was playing, and Max heard it, but she still couldn't escape Vecna. And Max is thinking about all her friends and all the memories they made together. That was all. That was what it took for Max to actually get a chance to escape Vecna and wake up. So yeah, if you notice that as well. Oh, and also there's also that one scene where one scene that got so much controversy. That was the whole reason this whole season was controversial, and that is the Will coming out scene, like Will being gay. So one plot point in episode 6 was where Will was captured by Vecna, and Vecna took Will to like be a spy, but then Will was going to give Vecna was going to make Will his spy, and so Vecna threatened Will, saying that threatened, but also said that he would spare. He wanted Will to tell the truth, to tell the secret, and so he pretty much told every single major character that he's gay, and you got this whole really emotional monologue of Will just saying that he's actually different, and he wants to act like the same as everyone else, just to be in the bowl, but actually he's different. That was a beautiful moment, and I don't give a shit about what everyone else says. That was a beautiful moment, and also seeing just the characters get a chance to go enter the upside down. Yeah, great moment. I wish it was just as epic as how season 4 did it with Max, Lucas, and Erica going inside the Creel house with separate ways of playing in the background. I wish that it was like that, but it's still a very satisfying build up to the finale. And speaking of the finale, guys, it's about time I talk about that finale, because holy shit, that finale, Oh my god, guys. Yeah, the finale, the right side up, episode 8 is just perfect. This was the perfect way to end the Stranger Things season 5. And I gotta say as well, the finale was hands down the best episode of. Not only is this the best episode of season 5, but the best episode of the entire show. Yes, I did not think any episode would ever top Dear Billy, but this episode did it. This is the best episode in Stranger Things. I mean, the final battle was a freaking event. No wonder they chose to release this in theaters, because yeah, you really feel the epic scale of it. Okay, maybe a little less epic than episode 4's. Season 4's finale, but still, the first 1 hour is not the first 90 minutes is all non-stop action. Like mission after mission. And the mission is very simple. To pretty much get into the mind flayer where all the kids are kidnapped and stop Vecna. But there's still and you also got Elle, Kali, and which, by the way, I'll talk about Kali in a bit, but I'll get to her. Elle, Kali, and Max dealing with Henry while Vecna hasn't really woken up yet, and yeah, a lot has happened. I don't even know where to start with. Oh, and also one of the highlights of this episode is pretty much this sky falling, and the Hawkins group, Nancy, Steve, Robin, Jonathan, Mike, Will, those guys, they had to stop it, and it all it took was for Elle and Kali to stop Henry from doing his mind possession thingy to the kids, which is also one of the setups in episode 7, and yeah, and after the sky stopped falling down, they almost killed off Steve by making him fall down from the tower. And the editing. Oh my god, the editing. When Steve quote unquote fell down, the screen just turned blank, and we see it made the audience think that Steve actually died, but Steve was saved by Jonathan. We all felt that. We felt that. And also the fact that Jonathan was the one to save Steve. That was perfect. It could have been Dustin, but I love how Jonathan did it. And even though Jonathan and Steve have been rivals, I love how it showed that Jonathan still cares for everyone, no matter who he doesn't like. Well, unless if it's a villain. Yeah, and that was brilliant. Oh, and also the stage play that Elle, Kali, and Max were at, that was epic too. I mean, the music was on a whole another level. And then you got the final battle, which people hate on the final battle just because of how short it was, and they called it the worst final battle ever. I'm sorry, but no, it's not the worst final battle. And plus, it doesn't matter how long the final battle is. What matters is the impact. Impact. I mean, would I remember the final battle? Did it really get on my skin? Did it really make me cheer and get on my goosebumps? A long final battle would be really boring and would not be good because it didn't really get my excitement going. But this final battle did. I mean, watching the whole team just defeat Vecna so easily, but even if it was easy, it was still epic in scale. I mean, Elle running to the mind flayers, the mind flayer form, Elle just running through the mind flayer, jumping so high on it. Oh my god, the cinematography in that shot. Oh man. And also Will pretty much helping Elle stop Vecna with the operatic Stranger Things theme. Oh man, it couldn't get any better than that. Oh, and also I gotta mention a scene before the actual final battle. the conversation between Will and Henry. Will like trying to convince Henry to change his mind and just become good, but then Henry revealed that he actually chose to be evil because he saw the truth from the mind flayer and all that stuff and wanted this life. Yeah, that was Jamie Campbell Bower's performance in that scene. Oh boy! And also one of my favorite quotes in this show in this season. We are one. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and if the final battle could not get any better, we all thought Vecna was dead, but turns out Vecna wasn't. And of course, like what Thor said, you shouldn't have gone for the head. The biggest highlight of that final battle was Joyce cutting Vecna's head, giving Vecna the final blow. Like now, like Joyce is actually the real main character of the show. Like she was the main character in season 1, and I always felt that way because because upon watching the opening credits for Stranger Things, Winona Ryder's Winona Ryder's name was mentioned first in the opening credits. And also, like, fun fact, guys, the whole reason as to why so many people watch Stranger Things is because of Winona Ryder being cast in it. They cast kids who nobody knew about, and that wouldn't have worked. So, I mean, they took a huge star, and who they got is Winona Ryder, known as iconic films like Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, and my personal favorite movie role from her, the Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, I actually do want to talk about that film one day and rewatch it. And season 1 was about Joyce trying to do everything she can to find Will, and the fact that Joyce gave Vecna the final blow, and the fact that it was all connected. That scene was perfect. Like seeing all the flashbacks of everything Vecna took from them. Will be taken by Joyce. Joyce losing her fiance, her initial fiance, Bob, Sean Astin's character, and you also got Nancy losing Barb. Mike losing Elle a couple of times before Elle came back. And Dustin losing Eddie, and the way that scene was edited, and also scored, yeah, perfect. Oh, and also you got an emotional scene late after that of Elle sacrificing herself to save everyone, and we all knew this was going to happen, but how they executed that scene was just so emotional with Mike and Elle saying their emotional goodbyes and Purple Rain playing. I didn't even know Purple Rain until I saw that scene, and now Purple Rain is one of my favorite songs of all time, and seeing just the the whole upside down explode. Oh man, that was so good. That was such a emotional sacrifice, and yeah, they did it for a good reason. It's because Elle is the reason why monsters are created, because Elle is related to Henry, and so of course they're gonna use Elle. The lab would use Elle's blood to create more monsters, and that's where I wanted to talk about the character Dr. K. Now in my threads post, if you guys view my threads, I did my top 5 worst Stranger Things character, and somehow I put Dr. K in it. Now you would have expected me to bash on Dr. K. I admit I have no idea what I was thinking putting Dr. K, because I actually never hated Dr. K. Sure, yes, I would have expected more from her character, especially with Linda Hamilton, but I actually don't think she was a bad character at all. Maybe they should have just casted a B-tier actress as Dr. K, but Linda Hamilton did a decent job as Dr. K. And she served her purpose. I mean, I understood what she was doing in this film. It was not bad. But the best thing to come out of this finale is the final 40-minute epilogue. 18 months later, every like seeing all the conclusions, the storylines wrap up. I mean, it's perfect. Robin now working full time at the radio station. It was part time in episode 1 with Steve help being Robin's co-worker and Nancy being the manager. But now Robin is took over the radio station by herself. Steve being a baseball coach, and then you got Steve, Robin, Jonathan, um and Robin pretty much having their reunion on the radio station rooftop and talking about what they're going to do with their lives moving on now that they're fully grown adults, and Jonathan like wanting to make a movie. Man, that was amazing. That was a beautiful way to wrap up. Seeing the graduation. Seeing the graduation. And by the way, guys, for those who criticize Max for graduating, shut the fuck up. Stop slandering my girl. It was so nice to see Max graduate. And you also got this really emotional scene, probably Hopper's best scene yet, where pretty much Hopper talked to Mike, saying Hopper telling Mike that he needs to learn to let go and accept the fact that he'd lose every someone he loves, because throughout the season, Hopper did not want Elle to die. He was afraid of losing Elle. He was afraid of losing Elle. And but in the end, he chose to accept it, and that was a very good character development. I think Hopper is one of the best developed characters of this season. Yeah, he is. And also the fact that Hopper chose to marry Joyce and now be part of the Byers family because he is confident that Jonathan and Will won't die, and Hopper still wants to move on as being a father despite moving on with Elle's death. Yeah, that was great, man. Oh, and also I should mention the D&D scene, the final scene in this entire show, and the fact that it all circled back to this D&D game, which was the very start of the show. Man, I mean, that couldn't have been more perfect with Mike, Lucas, Will, and Dustin, with Max joining them. Yeah, Max was part there playing their final D&D game, and then Will telling stories about how these characters are gonna move on with their lives. Lucas and Max pretty much being together forever, like with no one else around them, just going on dates, and getting to watch a movie. Yeah, guys, remember season 4 where Lucas and Max planned to watch a movie together after this shit is all over, the Vecna stuff is all over. Yeah, that actually came true. But in Mike's vision, and Dustin like furthering his studies to become one of the smartest people ever, but still getting a time to hang out with Steve, with his best friend. And you also got Will actually getting into a gay relationship. Like, and by the way, guys, this was the perfect way to handle Will's sexuality. He didn't really be gay with Mike, someone he knew for years, but he just met a new person who is also gay. That's how you do it. So fuck off, biter stands. Fuck yeah, the worst types of Stranger Things fans. And what else? Yeah, and also Mike becoming a storyteller, or writing a story about the mage who turns out to be Elle, getting to go on a waterfall, because that was Mike and Elle's dream to move away from Hawkins, to go to this land with 3 waterfalls by themselves. And yeah, now, do I believe Elle is still alive? Personally, no. I don't. I think Elle is really dead. I think it was for the best that Elle died. Elle's sacrifice meant something. It was so powerful, and It was so it was deserved. It was like not no Elle didn't deserve to die, but I mean it was a perfect way to send off her character. That's why I think she needed to die, not deserve. Sorry about that, guys. So, and of course, you got the actual ending with with you know, the with the group of kids packing their binders while crying, and then we see these a new generation of kids passing like them passing on to the new generation, Holly, Derek, and pretty much that friend group who we saw kidnapped, and that's what the and okay, well, before I get to that, I want to end this off with a high note, but I want to talk a little bit about Kali. Now, I will admit that I actually don't have much to say about Kali because she is the weakest character in the season. I mean, but it was a nice return to form for Kali. I think Kali's death was handled so well that it actually made me appreciate her even more, but she's still one of the weakest characters in Stranger Things, yeah. So that's all I have to say. But now now people complain about the fact that they made Holly the main character and focus so much on these new kids that Henry kidnapped. Here's why they did that. They made a decision. It's because they were going to be the new generation of D&D players. They were going to end up taking the place of the characters we knew and loved. Mike, Will, Dustin, Lucas, and Max. They were going to be those new group of kids playing D&D. So, like those older kids were done with D&Ds for good. They moved on from D&Ds and now it's their turn. So making them the main characters makes you really buy into the fact that, oh, they're going to be the new kids, and that was brilliant. And the final shot of Mike just walking up to his walking up the basement from his basement, feeling like being like a changed person. Oh man, that was like I cry every time I watch that. That may be the best scene in Stranger Things history. Oh man, and Heroes by David Bowie playing in the end credits. Oh man, what a perfect song choice, perfect use of the end credits. Sorry. So overall, Stranger Things season 5 might just be my favorite season of the show yet. Yeah, sure, I will say that it's not as well made as season 4, but I think season 4 is the most well made season. But season 5 is a season that made an impact on me because of just how well it ended. It's a show. I mean, the whole Stranger Things is a show about belonging, about identity, about pretty much being in a place that you can fit in despite being denied by everyone else. It's like and season 5 had themes of growth and moving on from your childhood and accepting and acceptance, and like it was also beautiful. And I mean, and I think it was the right decision to lower the stakes from season 4 because that was the core of Stranger Things. Sure, I love season 4 for its high stakes, but I mean, season 5 did the right thing. I mean, like they ended it off by lowering the stakes, and yeah, I love everything about the season. Honestly, fuck the Hares. The Hares can go suck a fat one. I don't care what they say. Like, honestly, anyone who hates season 5, they're not true Stranger Things fans to me. Anyone who actually understands why season 5 is a masterpiece, gets it. So yeah, so as I said, guys, I'm gonna give Stranger Things season 5 an infinity stars out of 5. Best show ever. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure that was worth the wait to you. It's an hour long, but I mean, I'm not surprised. I made this an hour long. I hope you were able to bear with me and just as I just talk about why I love Stranger Things so much. It's my favorite show of all time, and yeah, and I mean, I'll still do more Stranger Things content. So yeah, but however, guys, July I won't do any more Stranger Things content until July. Yeah, so yeah, before I wrap this up, I will tease what's to come for Stranger Things on my channel, Stranger Things content. So I'll be doing a ranking of all Stranger Things seasons. I'll be doing my favorite episodes of the show list. I'll be how do I say this? I'll talk more Stranger Things yeah, and oh, favorite Stranger Things characters, that's definitely in my list, and we'll just see what happens. And because yeah, July is the 10th anniversary of Stranger Things. So yeah, and once again, happy 10th anniversary to Stranger Things. So also for my reviews of season 5, what are your thoughts on the season? Would you agree with me that this is the greatest Stranger Things season ever? And even if you don't think this is the best one, who would you agree with me that this season is at least underrated as hell? Or are you with the haters that this was an underwhelming final season and the worst season of the show? Hopefully not. Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my defense video on January movies. Although I may be uploading that on a February, like on Monday, and it's fine. So yeah, bye guys.